So today I want to talk about control and security. Ultimately, I think as human beings, we want to control things in our lives, and we want to have a sense of security, and a lot of times that's what drives all sorts of things for us. And you might not think that you're a controlling person or that you are just seeking security all the time, but just hear me out on this. So if you think about something just as simple as, like, I look over at someone's yard and they've decided they want to have a lawn, so they cut down all the trees that are around their house in this area that they want to have a lawn, and then take all the roots out, I assume, and then lay down sod and whatnot, and then you have to irrigate the lawn and probably put weed and feed on there, because naturally all sorts of weeds are going to grow in your grass. And you look at it and go, how much work is it to change what's natural just because of what you want? And the reality of it is, if you think about how much people actually use their lawn, it's not a lot. For the most part, I would say. So, anyway, you just look at a situation like that and think of all the work that someone goes to have something just the way that they want it, when really it doesn't matter a whole lot in the end. You could probably use it for just as much enjoyment with the trees there and not have all that control over it and all the worry and just stuff that you have to deal with to maintain what you think it should be. And as far as security goes, I think people tend to try and think, well, once I have the right job and I'm making the right income and I can put away this amount of money for my retirement, then by the time I'm 65, I'll have this much money and I'll be set to go. And I guess a lot of times people can end up that way, but the irony is you spend your whole life preparing for something like retirement and not necessarily enjoying it along the way. And then you get to retirement and you have back problems or respiratory or cardiac problems, or you name it. Things just go bad with old age. So you spend all this time preparing for something later in life, and then by the time you get there and you have all the time in the world to do it, you don't necessarily have the health to do it. And along with that, there's no guarantee that you're going to get there. You hear about people that are in their 40s or 50s, sometimes even sooner, that die of some health issue or a heart attack or whatever. And it's like, you spent all this time in your life preparing for something in the future and you lost it. There's no guarantee of tomorrow. And yes, it kind of goes back to one of my previous videos of living in the now. You're not guaranteed the future. So why live for it? And I'm not advocating being irresponsible, don't get me wrong. Like, still put away for your retirement and things like that. But you still need to enjoy life. You have no supposed security in anything. You could put away all the stuff in your 401k, and before you retire, the government could pass a law that they're taking 50% of it in taxes. You don't know what's going to happen. So, I don't know. I guess there's a bunch of different things I could talk about, but I'll just leave this one at that for the day. So, hope that helps the people out there watching, if anyone's watching. Thanks.